Hi, this is Karthik. I welcome you all for this session. In this session, I'm going to teach you Introduction to Array. Once again, I repeat the topic Introduction to Array. So, what is an array? Array is a consecutive group of memory locations that all have the same name and the same type. So, array is a collection of identical data type stored in a consecutive memory location under a common name. So, what is an array? If you wish to store multiple values of same data type, we can use the concept called as an array. But only thing is, we want to use identical data type. If you want to store 10 values of integer, yes, you are allowed to do so. If you want to store 20 values of float, you are allowed to do so by using the concept called array. But if you want to store the combination of float and integer, you are not allowed, since array is a collection of identical data type stored in consecutive, means one after another, in memory location. So array index always starts with 0. I will explain you later what is an array index. So what is an array? Array is a collection of identical data type. It's very important. Same data type. If it is an integer, you can store integer value. If it is a float, you can store only float values. In a consecutive memory location, means one after another, okay, under a common name. And array index always starts with 0. So why we need an array? So for example, integer a equal to 10 means that we are going to store the value 10 in a variable a. So we are allowed to use or store only a single value in a single variable. Okay, so each variable holds only one value. For example, if I want to store multiple values using a variable name, so the solution is array. So if you want to store multiple values under consecutive memory location, the solution is array. So there are two types of array. One is one dimensional array or a single dimensional array. Other one is two dimensional array or multi-dimensional array. So for example, integer a of 3 means that it consists of only row. As I told you, array index always starts with 0. It's a of 0. It's an index, a of 1 and a of 2. So consecutive memory locations. And if you want to store the value 10, any values you can store of integer data type. It's very important, right? What is an array? Array is used to store identical data type. See, 10, 200, 300, all integers in consecutive memory location. A of 0, a of 1, a of 2. Okay, and then this is called as index, a of 0. Array index always start with 0. If somebody used to say a of 1, it's wrong. Okay, array index is always starts with 0. It's very important. Keep it in mind. Array index always starts with 0. And moving on to two-dimensional array, it is also called as multi-dimensional array. So integer a of 2 of 2. So how many values this array can store? 2 into 2. 2 multiplied by 2, it's equal to 4. So it consists of rows. This is the first one is row and second one is column. It's a two-dimensional array. Its one-dimensional array consists of only rows. Okay, this is only rows, no columns are there. But in two-dimensional array, it consists of rows and columns. So a of 0, a of 1 is a row index, and a of 0 and a of 1 is a column index. So since array index always starts with 0, 0, 1 means two values it can hold. If I want to refer this location, a of 0, comma 0. If I want to refer this location, a of 0, comma 1. If I want to refer this location, a of 1, comma 0. If I want to refer this location, a of 1, comma 1. So this is called as row 1 and this is called as row 2. And this is called as column 1 and this is called as column 2. So how to declare a one-dimensional array? So followed by syntax. It's a rule, element type, it's nothing the data type. Array name is an identifier or a name, a variable name or a name used to represent an array, and size of an array. Okay, for example, int is an integer data type, a is the name of an array, it holds 5 values starting from a of 0 to a of 4. So and what is int is an integer data type, a. stands for the array name size of an array 5. For example, if you wish to declare integer sum of 2, it can hold only two values, 0 and 1, sum of 0 and sum of 1, and float sum of 5, it can hold five values starting from sum of 0 to sum of 4. And char, it's a character data type, disp 3, it can hold three values starting from disp of 0 to disp of 1. For example, integer sum of 2, it can hold two values, right? So sum of 0. Why it is 0? Since I told you the array index always starts with 0. It should not be 1 here, it should be 0. Good. And then sum of 1. So it can hold two integer values. This is called as index and this is called as value. Okay, float, sum of 5, starting from sum of 0, sum of 1, sum of 2, sum of 3, sum of 4. These are called as index and these are called as values. So now moving on to two-dimensional array, integer x of 3, 4. So how many values it can hold? It can hold 3 into 4, 12 values. How many values it can hold? 3 into 4. 3 fours are 12 values it can hold. So how many rows and how many columns? 3 rows and 4 columns. First one is row, second one is column. So row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So if I want to refer this location, the x is array name 0, comma 0, and this is one is 0, comma 1, and to refer this location 0, comma 2, and this is 0, comma 3, followed by 1, comma 0, 1, comma 1, 1, comma 2, 1, comma 3, and this is 2, comma 0, 2, comma 1, 2, comma 2, 2, comma 3. Since array index always starts with 0. So now let me see an example for single dimension array. So here I have declared a single dimension array. The array name is A. It is going to hold two values. So I assign the value 1 and 2. A of 0 is 1, A of 1 is 2. So now I want to print C out A of 0. Then I will print the values which is stored in A of 0. Then I'm going to print A of 1 and I'm going to display the value which is stored in A of 1. So what is the output? Output will be A of 0, that is 1, and A of 1 is going to be 2. The same can be done by using loops. It's a dynamic input. If you wish to get the input from the user, you are allowed to do so by using any kind of loops. For example, integer A of 2 means I have declared an array A of size 2 of data type integer. So I'm going for a for loop integer I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. How many times the loop will execute? The loop will execute 0 and 1. Two times the loop will execute. So I'm going to print a message, say out, enter the value. Then user will provide the value I'm going to store in Cin of A of I. When Cin of I is 0, A of 0 it will store one value, and when it is incremented to 1 it will store A of I in another value. Then I'm going to display the same by using the for loop. Integer j equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Means that so first, initially the z value is equal to 0, the condition is true. So I'm going to display a of 0 value, then it's get incremented. And j of 1, it will print the j of a of 1, and then 2. So 2 is less than 2, no. So it will print a of 0 and a of 1, two values. So next, going for two-dimensional array. So I declared an array called as a of two rows and two columns of integer data type. So how many values it can hold? 2 multiplied by 2, 4 values. I have assigned the values 4 values like this by using curly brace. Then I'm going to print the value. Slash t is for space, a of 0, comma 0. I'm going to display the value in a of 0, comma 0 and a of 0, comma 1. I'm going to display the value in a of 0, comma 1 and 1, comma 0. I'm going to display the value in a of 1, comma 0 and a of 1, comma 1 similarly. So this is output. You can see a of 0, comma 0, the value 2 is will be stored, and a of 0, comma 1, the value 4 will be stored. A of 1, comma 0, the value 6 will be stored. A of 1, comma 1, the value 8 will be stored. The same program can be executed using loops. So I'm going to declare an array integer a of 2 comma 2. It means that two rows, two columns. It can hold how many values? 2 into 2. 4 values it can hold. So we want to use two loops. One is for rows and other one is for column. Integer I equal to 0, I less than 2 means I plus plus means that this loop will execute two times, 0 and 1. And similarly, I want to go for columns, right? So 2. This loop want to execute how many times? 2 times. Integer j equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus means that it will execute two times. So now enter the value. The first loop will be I equal to 0. So it will store 0, comma 0. First it will be 0 and then it will get the value. And then second, it will remain 0. I will remain 0, but j will be incremented to 1. And then it will store the second value. Then j is less than 2. The condition fails. Again, it will go for this loop, main loop. Then I is incremented to 1. Then 1 comma 0, then 1 comma 1. In this way, the values will be stored. Again, I'm using a for loop to display the value. I need two loops, one is for row, other one is for column. So integer I equal to 0, this loop will execute two times and this loop will execute two times. Actually, this is will execute four times. X equal to 0, x is less than 2, 0 is less than 2, x plus plus. Okay, so it will print like a of 0 and this is 0. And then this loop will get incremented and it will remain the same 0, 1. And then this loop will get incremented, then 1 comma 0, 1 comma 1. So in this way, the value will be displayed. See, this is an output, enter a value. It will take four values 10, 20, 30, 40. So I'm going to display the values using the for loop. So this is an example for two-dimensional array using for loop. Once again, I explain the program. So how many loops it needs? It's a two-dimensional array. It needs of two loops. One is for rows, other one is for columns. You can see the number, how many times the row will execute, how many times the column will execute based on the value, size of an array. So integer I equal to 0, I less than 2. If it is 4, make it 4. If it is 5, make it 5. I plus plus. And this loop, how many times? 2 times. If it is 6, make it 6. If it is 8, make it 8. I j equal to 0, j less than 2, 2. If it is 6, make it 6. And enter the value and get the value C1 of I of j. So in this way, we want to use the two-dimensional array. I think you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.